Hi, it's James Willoughby again, Keller Williams Realty, showing you what's happening in the Austin real estate market in the last week ending April 2nd, 2023. It's been kind of a fun week. We have a lot of colleagues that are reporting that they're seeing a lot of activity. Excuse me, we're getting multiple offers on a lot of different properties, and definitely our showings have picked up. So it's reflected right here because we look at the new listings went on the market last week. It was 949 new listings, 1,004 sold. So that's really good. We've actually been consistently seeing for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks the number of homes selling outstrips the number of homes going on the market. So I think that's important. Although the active inventory is up, the velocity is up as well, which I'll show you here shortly. It'll show you that actually we're in a little bit better shape as far as weeks of inventory. Our graph showing new listings versus pendings, you can see that blue, which is the new listings, is a little bit below the green. So that's good. And then we're still seeing price reductions. There's still some old inventory that people are reducing their prices. And the failed listings at the end of the month was, we spiked a little bit, but not very much this month. There was very few failed listings. I think a lot of the listings that didn't sell, that weren't really realistic, I think those folks have pulled their homes off the market in the last several months. All right, weeks of inventory. This is the fun one because, we were way down here below, at 3 or below 3 weeks of inventory. This time last year, do you see how it went up and up and up and up? And we had a couple of spikes because of the holidays. Then weeks of inventory dropped because a lot of people got out of the market. And then in January, things started to really work through. We used to work through the inventory. We went under 10 weeks of inventory. We've consistently been under 10 weeks, and now we're down to like 8 weeks of inventory. So that's really good. If you're a seller right now, that's really helpful. If you're a buyer, that indicates maybe you ought to get off the fence and think about it. Now, interest rates have been kind of precarious the last couple of weeks. They dropped on the initial news right here from here to here. They dropped slightly because the short-term rate went up, which was good for long-term rates because short-term rates control inflation. Long-term rates are mortgages and other instruments that are long-term, right? So initially the rates went down, then they kind of popped back up. So rates are not quite as high as they were back in November, but they're pretty close. I predict that when we start seeing some of the inflation numbers come down, that we'll see the rates come down. Real estate market, or the mortgage market rather, is very fickle, sometimes very hard to explain. Even the experts have a hard time explaining it sometimes. But we do think that rates will come down, but it's all a matter of controlling that inflation, of course. We talked about median sales price. I think we're going to start seeing that median sales price go up. And I think this month, which we have not collected the final data for the month of March, but for the month of March, I think we'll report this next week. Well, I think we'll see that the median sales price is actually going back up. So it's gone down consistently since June, and now we're back in the saddle, and the market is solid. We're in a very balanced market. So, I was telling a newer agent the other day because his buyers were upset because they felt like they were paying too much for my listing, and I told him, I said, at the same time, I said, my sellers are upset because they think they should get more money. And I think that's what market price is. It's when the buyers think they're paying too much and the seller thinks they're not getting enough money for their home, that's market price. So neither side really has a distinct advantage like sellers did last year and the year before. So I really think a balanced market is good. It's healthy. Um, just remember this. I know people are like, "Oh, rates are so high." Just remember, you buy and marry the home, but you only date the interest rate. So don't worry about the rate so much because you'll be able to refinance. You're not marrying that rate for 30 years, but you might be marrying the home for 7, 10, 15 years. And so finding the right home is way more important than worrying about the interest rate. So that's it for this week. Call with questions. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.